Hello and welcome to another episode of the Pick City Podcast. We are here for your Week 6 preview. And Alexander, this slate starts on Sunday morning, bright and early. Don't forget, people, we have another international game. And if you look at the records, I'll share mine with you. 0-3. Alexander is 1-2. So don't believe us. But if you're going to believe one of us, if we go different, ride with Walker. He's hot right now, people. Overall, he's doing well, over 500. These international games are tough. They're weird. They're mysterious. But you said it in the pre-show, Alexander. This might be a better field for the quote-unquote home team in the New York Jets, as they are going to be taking on the Denver Broncos, who are 7.5-point favorites. Obviously, not really a home field advantage, but I guess it's an advantage not to actually have to play at your own home field if you're the Jets. Broncos coming off of a big win. I'll save my thoughts on that for a little bit. And the Jets coming off of another loss. And Justin Fields had one quote where they said no team has made the playoffs starting out with the record they have at 0-5. And he said, well, no one has yet. So if you believe in the Jets, you got to pick them to win here, obviously to cover. Walker, start us off Sunday morning. You're waking up. I'm not sure what your plans are for the morning time. Maybe even walk us through that. How are you going to be enjoying this game? And what are you taking?
I mean, normally on Sunday morning, I wake up and I'm not going to lie, Sunday, I like sleeping a little bit. So it gets close to like kickoff. So like I'll pull it up on my phone. That way I don't miss anything. And then as I transition downstairs, I'll put it on the TV or whatever. But it definitely always, these early morning games start out on my phone every single time. But yeah, these games, I haven't been good at picking against the spread with. I don't know. These games just get me because what ends up happening in these games is they're either like a close line, so then it's a pick 'em, and then it becomes which team do you believe in more? Or this situation where Denver is 7.5-point favorites. Denver's the better team. It's at a neutral site though. Denver literally treated the Eagles win like a Super Bowl. They made sure when they left, they went down Broad Street and literally,
real?
I'm pretty sure it's real. Like, apparently they were playing Meek Mill in the locker room. Like, they literally acted like they won the Super Bowl. I get it, though. It was their first time winning a big time game. So, with saying all that, they easily could come out of this one and just, they're going to be riding too high of a high, I think. And so, with thinking that, I mean, give me the Jets in this one. I think they can cover 7.5. I just think Denver's going to come out with a little flunk, and I expect the Jets just do just enough to cover this one.
Alexander, I hate that we're on the same side of this for your sake because I've not got an international game right. But I'm with you. I think the Broncos are a good team. I don't think they're what we thought they would be. I think, and again, people can put my hater hat on. They were competitive against the Eagles. There was a lot of questionable things in that game that occurred, and I'll leave it there for now, in which I think the Broncos are not in that elite tier, and I think they think that because they beat the Eagles, they are. I do think Sean Payton is a good coach. I do think Bo Nick's a good quarterback. I think they're a good team. The only thing I want to see in this game, honestly, Alexander, and this is getting personal for our own league's sake, I just got to make sure Garrett Wilson gets touches. So if I'm not able to watch this game, I need you to lock in for my boy. But other than that, I'm strictly just picking this on the Jets can cover, because their fourth quarter offense is very good. They really know how to come through whenever it doesn't have a lot of significance. So
I mean, a lot of like this team, like just speaking on the Jets in general, like everybody is like saying like, yeah, like Fields is gone next year. They get the first pick, get a quarterback. I would almost argue this defense needs revamped. This defense has been Swiss cheese all year long.
yeah, what I would argue is you bring in a guy who comes from the Dan Campbell pedigree of the Lions, and you see how well they're still playing, despite losing Ben Johnson. And not to hate too much on one guy, Aaron Glenn either needs a full new roster or he's gone too, because we've talked about it every single game. They are so undisciplined. And hey, if there's one thing we know from last week, the Broncos certainly know how to benefit from bad calls. So if there's a team actually making penalties, maybe I should go the other way. But I've already placed my side, so I'm good moving on with that one, Alexander. If you are...
If I was to lock in a anytime touchdown in this one, I would lock in J.K. Dobbins.
Really? All right, Alexander. That will do it for our Sunday morning recap. All right, we're here for our Sunday picks. Pick 3, top picks of the week. Alexander, looking at the sheet, correct me if I'm wrong, we only have one of the same picks of these 10 games. Is that true?
Of these what?
Of this week 6 games. Not the primetime game, sorry.
Yes, we only agreed on
All right, so that is going to be our starting point for this, and that game is the Los Angeles Chargers taking on the Miami Dolphins. The Chargers 4.5-point favorites. The Chargers, a team that I have said for the past 2 weeks that I'm doing it again. I'm falling for the Chargers again, and yet they keep failing me over and over. Hampton now obviously out. This is a weird team that I think is supposed to have an identity, then didn't know because they were throwing too much. And then the Dolphins on the other side, it seemed like 2 weeks ago their season was over. But then you look ahead and you're like, oh, they're about to be a 2-win team. They're up 17 points on the Panthers, and they completely blow that game. So this is just a game of disappointment, but I still think the finish line for these teams is so different. And so, Alexander, I actually do not know exactly what side you took. So walk me through this one, because we did both pick this game. So this could be our most confident or the only one we really oppose each other.
You were actually wrong. I did not pick this one.
Oh,
It was a different one we agreed on. So I'll let you have the floor, and then I can give
okay.
my opinion.
That already spoils it. Jimmy, you messed up the New York teams on the Thursday pod. I'm guessing you messed up the LA teams on this one? Oh my gosh, he must have had bad as a week as I did. Anyways, yeah. Okay, so ignore everything I said about us agreeing, but I'm going with the Chargers again, Alexander. This Dolphins team, they blew a 17-point lead to the Panthers, and the Chargers are coming off of 2 disappointing performances. If the Chargers don't win this, and I'm saying this, and you're probably not going to believe me, and rightfully so, I have a Chargers problem. I will not believe in this Chargers team long term if they cannot come through here. Not just win, they need to cover. Cover by the 4.5, win by 5 or more, take care of the Dolphins, bury them. And that's all I got to say on that game. Nothing else.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Like in that one, it seems like it should be the Chargers is the correct way to go. But what scares me in that is if Miami doesn't collapse, they've shown at times the ability they have to just move the ball down and score. Their offense can look very competitive and consistent at times. And if they can do that, and then they say they don't choke, they easily walk out of there with a win or easily cover against the Chargers. So that one I just didn't want any part of because it literally was literally a team that could get extremely hot for the game or extremely cold. And then you have the other side where you have a team where they just can't seem to fully ever get out of their own way. So I just didn't want any part of that.
All right, that's fair. So you just pick one of your games. I guess we'll save the one we agreed on for last.
All right. The next one the one that I have is my Pig City pick of the week. One of my 3 is Cincinnati taking on Green Bay. Green Bay is 14-point favorites, and I don't know exactly, like, when I saw this line, and maybe this is just me, like, fully, like, all in, I see a big line, and I'm just like, Cincinnati can cover that. That's 14 points. There ain't no way they're going to get beat by 14 points. Like, Green Bay, we've seen it. Since the Lions game, has not really looked like a team that can barn burn people. Their defense is starting to not look as good as it looked. And then you got Cincinnati where they went out, made a move, brought in Flacco. Do I think Flacco's like a world beater? No. Do I think Flacco is smart enough to know to throw the ball up and at least give Chase and T. Higgins a chance? Yes. Do I think if you start doing that, it allows them to maybe get a little bit of that run game going? The defense isn't that good, but it's 14 points. I don't see Green Bay coming in and beating them by 14 points.
2 quick things on it. 3 things. Number 1, Flacco's already beat the Packers this year. Don't forget.
Yeah, that's true.
Second thing, Flacco's not beating the Packers this week. I know you're not saying they're going to win, but they didn't invest in like a brand new offensive line. We've been wanting this dude to get fired because Cleveland I don't know. I know they have better weapons outside, but this is weird from Cincinnati. This is
they tried to get Jameis Winston, but at the last minute, the Giants bumped up the offer, like what they had this deal set in place. It was about to get finalized. Then Giants last minute said, no, like we want this instead, and tried to get more. But then Cincinnati pivoted and got Flacco.
Okay.
So basically, the Giants got greedy for what they wanted out of their third string quarterback.
That's fine, and thank you for the insight. I actually did not know that. So I'm not saying they're but I mean Green Bay coming off a bye like LaFleur. Hey, I don't know. This Bengals defense is abysmal, and I stayed away from this for a reason, and I hate this game. Terrible. Flacco's done. You think they asked Flacco like, "Hey man, like you cool with this?"
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I know what I wanted to say about like your Charger pick. I do
Okay.
have an anytime touchdown pick in your game.
Oh, okay, my bad. Go
In
ahead.
the Chargers and who were they playing?
The Dolphins.
In the Chargers-Dolphins game, I do like Quentin Johnston to score a touchdown. He's a part of my anytime touchdown parlay that I'll be putting out on Sunday.
I'm trying to get his nickname Big Strides going. It ain't working, but that's what I think of.
Big Strides.
Dude, I mean, he takes like 4 steps, and I mean, that's why he's so good. But yes, I said Quinn Johnson, so good. All right, Alexander, speaking of Joe Flacco and where he came from, a team that had no offense, last week managed the game pretty well from Dylan Gabriel in his first start, and that is the Cleveland Browns traveling to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, 5.5-point favorites after a week of rest, a nice bye week for them. Early on for the vets, Aaron Rodgers ready to just kind of pick on the Browns a little, and I do not have the exact number, but it's 20 plus wins. I don't know if it was 26, 29, but over 20 more wins than losses. Mike Tomlin versus rookie quarterbacks. They're going to tear this dude apart. He has no it factor. He can manage the game decent. This Browns defense, yes, can be competitive, but the Steelers, they take advantage on defense. Okay. They're not going to beat you everywhere. But also, just imagine Dylan Gabriel. His blind side is who coming? TJ Watt. I mean, this just is, I can see the sack happening, the strip sack of Gabriel already. Add that if you really want to. I just think this is an ugly game. It's an AFC North game, but Tomlin's not getting beat by this guy. And so you're telling me that the Browns are going to score more than 13 points. I just don't buy it. They have a bad offense, and Judkins is really good. He's been effective, but not finding the end zone the way you would think a really good running back would. So give me the Steelers in this one. Yeah, I'm taking the 5.5 as the favorites for the Pittsburgh.
Okay. Yeah, I don't mind that pick at all. Just my quick thoughts is you kind of touched on it. It seems like it's going to be an AFC North game, and if you feel like it's going to be an AFC North game, it's going to probably be like a dogfight, especially between those two teams, like it normally is. And if that's the case, 5.5, I feel like could easily get covered. So I just didn't want to touch it.
Yeah. Well, I like it a lot.
My next Pick City pick of the week is going to come down between the the Rams taking on the Baltimore Ravens. The Rams are 7.5-point favorites. And when I saw this one, I was like, okay, Rams sometimes don't do a very good job of putting teams away. But then they're playing Baltimore. And Baltimore might have the softest defense in the NFL the last couple of weeks. It's bad. Their defense is just bad. And so you're telling me that Stafford's just going to be able to carve them up all game long, just throw to Puka, throw to Adams. I mean, they're going to put up points in a hurry. This game's probably going to get ugly. I was surprised the line was only 7.5. Now, if this line was 14.5, it might would have made me think a little bit, but I still probably would have went with the Rams at 14.5. That's how, bad of a team I feel like Baltimore is currently with everything they got going on. And it seems like when they have Lamar does bring enough to that offense to give them a fighting chance. But he's probably going to be out again this week. I don't know. I don't think they've officially ruled him out, but he's probably out again.
Yeah, with the bye week next week, very unlikely he would play this game.
Yeah. So, yeah, give me the Rams in this one. I like them at 7.5. This is one of my more confident picks.
Only problem, Alexander, the Rams don't blow teams out. We've talked about it. Their offense moves the ball, but I
feel like it's a chance to make a statement. Beat up on the Ravens while you can.
Trust me, I would not pick Cooper Rush and the Ravens to cover at all. But you saying you would take it even at 14.5, there's no way I would do that. But with all that being said, this Ravens defense is worse than we thought, and I don't know, man. Ravens are in a bad spot right now. And I know the bye week's next week, but
I mean, they literally be going in that bye week, 1-5.
So that is the thing I wanted to say though about also picking the Steelers is not only do I think they cover, they're winning that game, they can see the blood of we can take this division right now. It's ours. And
I don't know what Baltimore's schedule looks like, but it can't get any easier after the bye week.
Well, it does get a lot easier. We are so excited to share this pick together. It's a team that I feel like I'm starting to be right about. He made his claim to fame last week, and that is Drake May and the New England Patriots going to New Orleans. Tough place, allegedly, to play. The Saints having their first. Yes, sir.
How are you going to say you were right about? You did not have them covering last week, if I remember correctly, against Buffalo, and the line was 8.5.
Correct.
I would argue you weren't right about them. I was. I was the one that believed in them to have a chance in that game, to possibly win that game. You're the one that thought they were going to go in there and get their butts kicked. So don't try to claim like you're still with the Patriots. You jumped off that ship last week, and buddy, I hopped on it.
Go back and watch the pod, and you'll hear me clearly say I thought Buffalo would put on a show, and it's not really going to change how I feel about the Patriots. I still believe in them as the second team in this division. I did not think Drake May would have the performance he did. If you look at the numbers, it wasn't. You had to watch the game. He had some incredible tough plays, but their defense is what impressed me the most, Alexander. They played consistent. They played the way we thought they would, and that's what's been soft. And you're right. I didn't jump ship on the season, but I jumped ship last week. 100%. I didn't think they were going to be in that game at all. Not only were they in it, they won the game, but good call out. That's fair. But I'm assuming we were both on the Patriots side. Now, it'd be hilarious if you were like, nah, I'm on the side. Here's a question for you, Alexander. We just saw this defense, for the most part, contain the Bills' offense, despite having fumbling issues. Gibson, unfortunate injury. Obviously, there's the whole Travion Henderson font on the back of his jersey, and I actually think that's why he's not been doing well, and probably why they're not playing him. Because if you haven't seen this, look at his jersey. The letters are like, it's awful. Fix it. What are we doing? I think somebody hates him in that organization. It's one of the dumbest things I've seen. Stevenson and Henderson look so different on their jerseys. It's biased. It's favoritism. Whatever you want to call it. Anyways, I absolutely cannot comprehend, why is this line 3.5 points? These teams are not on the same, and that's where you would say, yeah, don't take it because it seems too easy. But I'm going to take it. I'm going to think they're going to hope that people don't realize how well they played, that they think it's just a fluke. It's a letdown spot, but 3.5 against what I still consider to be a very bad New Orleans Saints team. They made some turnovers against Jackson Dart, but other than that, like, it's not like their offense was clicking. Love the Patriots. That's all I'm going to say on this game. Diggs is starting to emerge. Why do you also love the Patriots, Alexander? I'll bear your pick.
I mean, I'm going with the Saints in this one. I'm jumping off the New England train. You know, I just had to hop on it for a week. I'm out. I'm No, what am I? No, I'm not going to do that. I had all y'all falling for that crap. No, I love New England in this one. Honestly, when I saw it was 3.5, I was like, do they know something I don't know? Like, are they just giving the whole offense like a bye week this week or something? Like, what's happening? Yeah, New England, I don't know if it just took Diggs going back to Buffalo to finally awaken, and it's the most he's looked like himself in a long, long time. And if he can keep that up, that just adds an element to this offense that they need badly and can be huge for them. But with the line at 3.5, there was just no way I was taking it, because to me, I felt like the line should have been 6.5. And even at 6.5, I'm probably taking it. So yeah, it was like a for sure like lock for me. And yeah, Drake May, he's just doing the right stuff. And unfortunately, his running backs continue to fumble at times. I mean, that might need to get studied. Luckily, it's not been biting them in the butt too bad. Like, they're not like the Jets, their fumbles constantly cost them the games, like every single week, it seems like.
Yeah. I mean, it did cost them the Steelers game. Like, was fumbled.
That is true.
A lot. So, like, they should literally have another win. On the Diggs thing, the one play where I'm talking about Drake May, he's getting drugged by his jersey, he's falling down, somehow gets the throw off and gets it to Diggs, and he goes. Second most impressive play. The other is where his backyard, Diggs sees it. They talked about it on the broadcast. I actually thought that was a pretty good commentary Sunday night, but he tells him, he just motions to go away. Middle play, young quarterback, vet receiver. He gives him a chance, throws an absolute rope on the sideline. That's the things where, like, it looks like a catch for however many yards it was. That's the type of stuff that's like, Drake May is like different. He's not just like a good quarterback with a chance. And I love Drake May. He is going to be a star in this league by the end of this season, probably. I don't know what the ceiling of this team is, but I know this week, Alexander, we might have to off of this pod. We might have to put some extra on this one.
I just want to say real quick, like, hand up. Look, I've looked, and I don't see a way that this New England team doesn't make the playoffs. I feel like at this point, they're a wild card team. Like, their schedule gets a lot easier as it goes on. And if they don't make the playoffs, they literally blew up and choked. Like, it might be one of the greatest all-time chokes. Either that or they had suffered some unfortunate bad luck. because their schedule gets a lot easier.
And you have some teams with bad starts to start with. Joe Burrow out, Ravens being bad, the window's open. Not to make this about myself, but you said I didn't believe. I did have them in the playoffs. Just saying.
Yeah, but you bailed that ship. Like, I feel like you would have bailed. You would have took them out if you had a chance to redo it.
No, you know the actual biggest difference we're talking football on defense, and this is how big a cornerback make. Christian Gonzalez back after being out for 3 weeks. The defense just looks so much more clean, and they can't target the number one guy. And, like, we can have these fun little takes, but, like, in all seriousness, when your top guy on the outside is there, like, it changes how your team works. So, and just think on a team where it's not the Bills, where Josh Allen can throw to anybody, this defense could look real good. And when you look at their schedule, if you haven't picked them up in fantasy, go ahead and do it, because the next 3 weeks, they're auto starts. All right, Walker, let's keep this thing moving. Let's just kind of go in order here. Those are our picks. I did went ahead and put mine in, so I'm locked into them. All right, first game, and again, we're just picking a side on this. The Cowboys are headed to Charlotte, Carolina, from a big comeback win, beating the Dolphins, and the Cowboys keep winning. Dak in early MVP talks, which is, you know, a lot of Dak's ironic of his career is early in the season dominating and also late in the games dominating. So nice contrast from him there. But the Cowboys are 3-point road favorites headed to Charlotte, which, as we know, is just a place you do not want to go as an opposing quarterback. Oh, wait. There'll be way more Cowboys fans there. Never mind.
Yeah, probably for sure. Yeah, this one, I like Dallas, and I do have another leg of my anytime touchdown.
Whoa.
And that is Javonte Williams. I like him to get a touchdown in this one. Like, the dude's hot. I'm going to start riding the hot hand. I mean, he's been a huge, like, game changer for them. And I love the dude when he was in Denver. Like, I was sad when he didn't look like himself after that injury. And I love that he looks like what I thought he could be. But at the same time, I'm mad because it's with the Cowboys. But yeah, I mean, if you played fantasy and you got him in a late round, like, you're looking like a genius right now. Like, probably the greatest still in any fantasy draft.
It's still really early, to be fair. But yeah, I agree with you. He was one of our mutual guys. I loved him in Denver, but then that's where I'm not happy to see him doing well. I wish he would be horrible every week. I hope he never scores another touchdown with that star on his helmet. But regardless, I think the Cowboys roll in this one. And honestly, Alexander, their defense has not been as where they weren't as bad this past week, obviously. But facing the Panthers, where I guess unless you just think Rico Dowdle, number 5, is just going to like have 200 yards rushing, I don't see how the Panthers hang in this game. And honestly, if I didn't have to commit funds to these games, this probably would have been one of my picks if I'm being transparent. Cowboys roll. Don't make that seem like okay. I got you. How you got to intro this next one? I can't do it. I really can't do it. Nope. There's never been a team more dead to me.
Oh, yeah. The next one is Arizona going to Indianapolis. Indianapolis is 7-point favorites. And I'm going to be honest, I love Indianapolis in this one, but I didn't take it just because I felt more confident in the other ones. But it's definitely was the odd man out. I easily felt like it could have been in there. But at the end of the day, I could only pick 3. So this one got left out. Yeah, Arizona, they just know how to screw up a game constantly. Like, and it's honestly frustrating if you're a Cardinals fan, because they constantly look like they could just dominate teams. And all of a sudden, the wheels just fall off. It's very like similar in a way to like Philly. They get going, it looks good, and then all of a sudden it just looks bad. But in this one, another piece of my anytime touchdown parlay that I'll be putting out is Tyler Warren to score a touchdown. Yeah, I like that one in this one. Feel very confident in Tyler Warren.
You're going to go JT, probably the best running back in football right now.
Yeah, I thought about going JT, but it doesn't boost the odds enough. I like Tyler Warren.
This game's not about the Colts. This is not me being a Colts hater. They're clearly the better team. This is literally, I did something I should never do, believing in the Cardinals and Kyler Murray. The worst loss I've seen this year, and it will be the worst collapse any team has in a game this year, maybe in the next 5 years.
Tighten up.
21-3, ball is snapped. It hits a regular-sized quarterback in the hands. Kyler Murray just in the face, on the ground. Somehow he's hurt. His ankle, he's questionable. Jacoby Brissett might play this week, by the way. Titans get the ball. They score. Well, then the Cardinals, who give the ball to DeMarcado, who has only had 2 carries on the day, by the way. He bust one. He's gone. And if you haven't seen not only does he drop it before you get to the end zone, it comes off his fingertips as close as you possibly could be to being in the end zone, inches. I still don't know how, like, the fact they could clearly see that just makes me believe other times they don't. Anyways, not the point of this. So then the Titans are about to score. The Cardinals pick the ball off. They have the interception. The defender gets stripped. It's a fumble. They go to pick it up. It gets somehow sent to the end zone, in which Tyler Lockett comes, dives on it, and is a touchdown for the Titans. The three, if you had any hope as a Cardinals fan, you have to be out on this team altogether. You probably want Gannon fired. I did hear some Cardinals fans saying, or posting, where it came out, again, he was livid. We all said some things we regret, but he was talking to DeMarcado on the sideline. He's getting angry, and he's like holding the ball, blah, 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 probably saying some other stuff. And he does it, and he literally punches the guy. So they fined him $100,000, not the league, the Cardinals. And not only did they fine him $100,000, the fans saw it and thought it said fired because it said fined, F-I-N-E-D. And they thought he was fired, and they were happy. To which I say, I guess, but like, is it, I don't know if it's him or not, but obviously a team making that. Dude, I am so done with the Cardinals that probably, you hold me to this next time I try to believe in them again. Unless they're
next week.
Unless they're a primetime game, I'm not picking either side of their game unless I'm picking them to get killed. This was the most despicable loss, the most frustrating loss. A team that I thought was a borderline playoff team, even in the NFC, because you see when it looks good, it looks great. And then they don't target their best player. They're just a broken team. Back-to-back weeks, they lose their starting running back for one for the year, one for IR, and then the next guy. I had to get all that out because that is my official Cardinals are dead to me. I say they're dead for the season. I don't know if you want to dead them or not. Yes, we know we got to do our dead list by week 8. Look, this Cardinals team is a disgrace to clean NFL football. And I hope Jacoby Brissett starts and they win because that would just be hilarious. So, yeah. Oh, my gosh. Hate that. But, yeah, the Colts easily win this game. All right. I know we took a lot of time on that game, y'all, but I had to say goodbye to the Cardinals. Cardinals and Patriots were the two, like, surprise teams for me.
That is ex-Eagles coordinator matchup. OC versus DC.
Yeah. Well,
Steichen can get his revenge for Gannon choking away his Super Bowl that he could have had with the Eagles.
Yeah, well, the good news is you don't have to worry about Gannon choking a Super Bowl ever as a head coach for the Cardinals. Maybe not even a playoff game. All right, Alexander, a matchup of two teams that I have grown far more in love with one than the other, despite them both playing really well so far this season, and that is the Seattle Seahawks headed to Duval to take on the Jaguars, 1.5-point favorites. A wacky, crazy primetime game where the Jags beat the Chiefs. Told y'all they were going to win the game outright, but nobody wants to listen because you just hate the Chiefs. No, I just like the Jags. Now, given that game could have went either way, coin flip, but they're a competitive team. We need to view them as such. But if I'm being honest, and I'm being hypocritical by not pointing this out, I should be viewing the Seahawks the exact same way because they're a really good team. They're competitive, and I just don't buy into them, and I don't know why because I love Sam Darnold forever. I don't know what it is, Alexander. Talk me into the Seahawks and tell me why they're going to win this game with the Jags being just, 1.5-point favorite, essentially a pick 'em there. I don't know what I am on this game, so you talk me into one side of it right now.
I mean, the easy thought process that would be for me is the same reason why I expect the Jets to cover against Denver. I would use that same logic here and why I think Seattle's going to beat Jacksonville. Jacksonville, the way all the players acted after that win, they were running up and down the sideline. It looked like it was the ending of a college football and the college football team upset. I'm just sitting there, I'm did I just watch a college game? The way all these people are acting, the way they were celebrating. I think their head's going to get a little too big, and Seattle's going to straighten it out for them real quick and beat them.
I wish I could say that was convincing, but it really wasn't. But for one thing, the biggest difference on those two is Jacksonville was on the end of two of the more egregious non-calls this year, including one of the interceptions where the defender just runs into the guy and the Chiefs turned over. So I think part of that was they felt like, hey, we had some terrible things happen and a bad turnover by Lawrence. And we were over to overcome it and beat the Chiefs. Hey, we're different. This is a game the Jags in the past lose. And so, yes, you are right. Here's the thing, though. They've not been in that situation.
They tried to lose it. They tried hard.
You said
Trevor Lawrence even fell down on a snap. That's how hard he was trying to lose that game.
He didn't fall down. His lineman literally stepped on him, which maybe that's worse.
That's on him. Get your foot out of the way. Yeah, it
Dude,
is.
that okay. Okay,
If that's the
crazy.
case, then every quarterback should get their foot stepped on constantly when they're under center. It's on him. That's his
Okay.
fault.
Well, he scored, so he made up for it.
Yeah, I mean, he got up and scored. Yeah.
Here's the thing,
He
Alexander.
showed a lot more fight in that than I thought I would see.
But
But he
here's the point.
also, like, the pick. He tried. Yes, I get what you're saying. Like, they was interference and then he picked it, blah, blah, blah. But
He tackled the guy. He ran. Even the announcers and the rules analysts both are like, yeah, I don't really know how there's not interference on this.
I mean, it's like that all the time in every single game.
No, it's not.
I'm over even discussing what the refs are going to do because at this point, I don't even know what the NFL rules because certain teams can just do whatever the crap they want to do. And it's not even certain teams. It's just at certain points, the refs are like, yeah, we're going to allow this to happen. Don't call anything.
Agree with you, but I'm just saying I think that was part more of their celebration. But also, to your point about they act like they've never been there, they haven't. They haven't been 4-1 since how long? Like, this is one of the best starts their franchise has ever had. But regardless, I actually think the Seahawks win this game as well.
I do have the fourth of my 5-leg anytime touchdown parlay in this one, and it is Horton to score a touchdown. He just literally finds the touchdown, and I liked it because I believe in it, and it also gives it a big boost when it comes to it because it's such good odds. So, yeah, I like that one a lot.
Yeah, that's juice. Oh, my gosh. Okay. Was not ready for that. All right. And so that is the end of the 1 o'clock slate. So we've already discussed one of your picks for the 4 o'clock with Cincinnati and Green Bay. And there are 2 other games on in this 4 o'clock window, Alexander.
This
One of
might be
which
the worst 4 o'clock window, by the way.
this year by far. One of which I'm really excited about. The other may be the least exciting matchup of the entire season, and that is the Tennessee Titans getting their first win in the Cameron Ward years, regime, legacy, I don't know, timeline, facing the Las Vegas Raiders. And Alexander, if you ever see a minus sign beside either of these teams, you know it's gotten bad. And not only that, the Raiders are 4.5-point favorites. And here's the thing, I think the Raiders win. And I think the Raiders would probably cover. But you think I'm going to ever pick the Raiders to do something successful? I hate this matchup. I do like how Genty is being used more in the offense. The Titans had their first win, which is good, and maybe winning's contagious. But we just talked about how they ended up winning. They were the team that played the Cardinals, and I've never seen a team give a game to a team more than what the Cardinals did. So I believe in the Titans 0, and I believe in the Raiders a little more than that.
Yeah, this was a bad matchup, just period for me. I think the Raiders win this one, but I mean I think they probably cover the 4.5. But at the end of the day, I just didn't want to touch it. I didn't want to put money on the Raiders, but I am with you. I like what I'm seeing out of the Raiders, getting Genty involved. Eventually, they're going to get Brock back and fully healthy, and you would think that helps them, but I don't know. Yeah.
I am worried about Brock.
Yeah. Oh, I did realize I missed the 5th leg for my anytime touchdown parlay. And I just realized it when we were doing the 4 o'clock games. In the Cincinnati Green Bay, my 5th leg of my anytime touchdown parlay comes in, and it's Josh Jacobs. You know, every now and then you just got to take the for sure thing, the layup. And that was the layup.
Yeah, coming off a bye week. So you have a couple of teams to score that you didn't pick to cover. But, I mean, they're going to score regardless, is Josh Jacobs. After we do this next game, Alexander, you can run through your full parlay so everybody can hear it all together and we can clip it out. All right, this next matchup, Alexander, I'm going to take the lead again. San Francisco 49ers go into Tampa. It's the 4 o'clock slate, so the heat is going to be a factor, but it's not like San Francisco's used to cold weather. But Tampa Bay, 3-point favorites against a 49ers team who, if you're wanting to teach and preach and model next man up, this 49ers season so far is the pure definition of that. At almost every level, at almost every position, they've had 1, 2, 3, 4, you name it, amount of guys out, missing, and they just find production. Brock Purdy didn't practice again on Thursday. We've not got the report from Friday yet, obviously. So maybe another Mac Jones appearance. We don't know. He's looked good enough. McCaffrey is having a great year despite barely being able to run the ball. Still no rushing touchdowns on this team.
Really so just close last week.
Yeah, really just a crazy version of a team. And then Tampa Bay, they lost to the Eagles, obviously. And then all of their other games, or maybe only one was not, is a come-from-behind victory in the fourth quarter where Baker has to lead his guys and goes like Baker, again, one of the guys in the MVP talks. I don't know if it's sustainable or not, but I am very, very intrigued in this game. And thank goodness this game's on the 4 o'clock slate, or this might have been nap time. honestly.
Yeah, this will be the only game I really probably care anything about watching is this matchup. And I expect it to be hard fought and tough. And because of that, I didn't like touching this one at all with the line, even though I do think San Fran could probably win this one. But I also could easily be convinced that Tampa is probably going to come from behind and win it on a last minute drive. Like this game literally is one that I'm gonna probably be watching very wholeheartedly and be very in tune to. And it'll be interesting because Tampa at times can score at will, whereas San Fran, they tend to struggle a little bit, but it's more like a heart fault. Their defense does makes it so tough on the offense that it just kind of is like a slow building game.
Yeah, I don't know if Purdy's playing. I don't know if Jennings is playing. I don't know if Pearsall's playing. Literally, they're the most questionable team just from an injury standpoint. All right, Alexander, hit the people with your touchdown parlay if you are done with that, and then we'll head to our prime times.
Yeah, my anytime touchdown for the Sunday slate is at plus 8,050, and it is a 5-legger. It has Javonte Williams anytime touchdown, Tyler Warren anytime touchdown, Quentin Johnston anytime touchdown, Josh Jacobs anytime touchdown, and then Horton anytime touchdown.
Yeah, love it. Love it. Love it.
The Horton one, I know. The Horton one is a little risky, but like I said, I liked it and it boosted the odds. So part of betting is you got to take the risk sometimes. Be willing to risk it all.
Listen, bro, I'll support you and ride with you. I'm not opposing it. All right. And we appreciate the support. If you want to keep watching until the end, thank you. If not, you can watch the individual clips as we will have the rest of these games coming out separately. We appreciate it. Thank you all, and we'll hit a break, and we'll be right back for those of you that want to stay, the real ones. All right. I guess he actually walked away. That's crazy. So all of you that are here for this, you get to hear some little behind the scenes. Alexander, you may not know this or not, he is actually secretly just really rejoicing right now because the Yankees got eliminated from the playoffs. And when you hate a team so much, it's basically like your team won. And so if you see that little glow about him, it's just because he's rejoicing that they're also eliminated. So he didn't want to bring up baseball, but I know he's celebrating just like Yankees lost also. So, all right. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Pick City Podcast. We have our primetime picks. We have the Sunday night matchup between your Detroit Lions, who maybe look like the best team in football, and the Kansas City Chiefs in Arrowhead, 2.5-point favorites, despite the Lions looking like a true juggernaut since week 1. And Alexander has been telling everyone, buy back in on the Chiefs. It's the same thing. It's going to happen. And they lose a heartbreaker to the Jags. A weird game, but Alexander, talk me through this one. Sunday night, what are we thinking? This seems like an easy pick the better team or an easy the Chiefs aren't losing 2 in a row again. You can talk me either way. I do not have a pick in yet. I want to make that very clear. I already know which way I'm going, but I'm going to be putting it in while you do it, so I'm not being disrespectful.
Yes, you touched on it. You have probably one of the hottest teams in NFL going against a team where it's just been kind of up and down roller coaster. They kept showing it there towards the end of the Kansas City game. Like if Hollywood Brown saw that ball, he had so much space. They're probably in field goal range. It goes to overtime. Anything can happen. The fact that it was also where Mahomes told him to do that, adjusted the route to that. He saw the coverage, and then the dude just didn't turn around in time. I mean, it literally hit him in the shoulder pad, and then he turns around and looks. What are we doing here? That was a bad look. So, if you're Kansas City, you're just trying to maintain right now. I really fully believe Rice is going to fix a lot of their problems, with how certain players' roles in the lineup change. Xavier Worthy is just going to continue to get fully healthy. So I think their offense is just going to continue to climb a little bit. The run game is a little bit of a scare for them, but they've never really just had a full-blown dominant run game. It just shows up randomly at times against certain teams when they need it. But with saying all that, I mean, it's Kansas City. Do we really think they're going to lose 2 in a row?
They already have once this year.
Because I do. I'm not going to lie. I like Detroit in this one. Detroit just looks like the best team in NFL right now. And when you feel like they look like the best team in the NFL, you got to bet them. It is one, though, it makes you think, Do they know something I don't know? Like, how are they the favorites? Like, when I feel like majority of the people feel like Detroit's a better football team right now.
Yeah, certainly. Healthier, better. Like, defense is gonna, I mean, we've seen Goff when he sometimes gets certain looks, he can turn the ball over and have a bad game. I just don't see that happening. And the Lions, look, I'm an Eagles fan. I think they can be okay. We don't have to talk birds right now. The Lions, to me, are clearly the best team in the NFC right now. And I don't even know who I would have second. I mean, probably would have the Eagles just based on talent, but as far as just playing well, I really don't know. Every time we start to believe in a team, the Packers lose to the Browns, the Eagles lose to the Broncos. Like, the Lions look bad in week 1. They've been rolling. I think they roll here. I think this is free money. So
yeah. I also like a St. Brown anytime touchdown in this one if you were to pick one.
Okay, not a part of yours, but yeah, I do like that as well. I mean, he really does find the end zone a lot too. Gibbs, Montgomery, play them all. All right, and that was your Sunday night picks. Thank you all. For those of you watching the full version, we'll keep rolling. If not, thank you for watching this clip. All right, everybody, it is time for Monday Night Football. We have yet another doubleheader. Alexander, who we got leading off the Monday night doubleheader in week 6?
Game 1 of the Monday night doubleheader. You have Buffalo, who is 4.5-point favorites on the road, heading into Atlanta. And Buffalo is going to be coming off of a heartbreaking loss, but they get to play Atlanta. And Atlanta is they're just Atlanta. I really don't know how to fully describe that team. Like, it's not a great team, but it's not a very bad team. It's like just a middle of the road type team. So I expect Buffalo to fully come in here and beat up on Atlanta. I mean, the line being 4.5 to me just feels disrespectful to Buffalo. Like, I easily could see them go in there and win by double digits. And if I had to pick out an anytime touchdown for this one, I like James Cook. I mean, I expect him to get back going and get the run game going real good in this one.
Yeah, Atlanta coming off a bye. Maybe that's part of that baked in there. And honestly, worst case for the Falcons is that the Bills did lose to the Patriots last week, like you said. And the Bills have so many primetime games for a reason, people. It's because they're really, really, really good. And I love that if I have a close matchup in our personal Pig City League, shouts out Pig City Pigskins, that Josh Allen will be the person to take me to victory on Monday night. So that is very fun for me. But Alexander, I am with you. I think they cover. I really like the spot they're in right here. I think that loss, it's one of those where it could be good for them because they realize, hey, this division might not be just easy right now. We got to fully be locked in. And look, things happen in the NFL. You're not going to win every game, but the Bills aren't going to lose for a long time. And their last loss might have partly been due to schedule watching. This is one of the lighter schedules, one of the better teams. And if you can get the Bills under a touchdown against a team that's not a playoff team, you have to take that. So I think it's Bills easy. All right. Second part of the doubleheader, Walker. This is the Pardon My Take rivalry, if any of you watch or subscribe to that. Big Cat versus PFT. It's the Bears taking on Washington. Washington, 4.5-point favorites. They've been playing better. Jaden Daniels came back last week. Definitely didn't look like Jaden Daniels, but they did what they needed to do to not make people ask questions. Bill got more involved in the rushing game. This team just doesn't do it for me. And maybe it's just because I'm a hater, Alexander, but do they have
I was
enough?
about to say, they look pretty good against the Chargers. They took it to them. But is that more the Chargers just chargered it up?
Yeah, it's a weird league. I don't know. I think this team's just too finesse for me. It's like, I feel, all right, let me give you an actual comparison. Not this year's Dolphins. It felt like the Dolphins last year or the year before where it's like, yeah, they're playing well. I don't think they're a physically tough team. Now, the Chargers point's a good one, but I don't know. But they're also playing a team I feel the exact same way about, and I think they're clearly better than. That's the Chicago Bears. But they're 4.5-point favorites. Talk me one way, Alexander.
Yeah, this one, you kind of just touched on it exactly, hit exactly where I'm feeling is both these teams are I don't know what to do with them. They can show promise at times, and then they just look really bad at times. They can fight really hard at times, and then they look like they're just going through the motions out there. And at the end of the day, I feel like both these teams are still similar to the spot they were in. I think it was last year when they played, when Washington had that Hail Mary to walk it off. And if you're telling me that if it could possibly be that close again, and there's one big main difference to all this, and that's Ben Johnson. And that sways me enough to make me go Chicago in this one. I like Chicago to cover. They're going to walk away with a win in this one. Y'all know I hate on the Bears all the time, but I like Chicago in this one a lot. And I also like Rome to get an anytime touchdown in this one.
I swear to you people, we did not go over these games this week. We talked to each other, at least we have. I share every single sentiment you said. The Bears are winning and a Rome touchdown. I hate that I was like, I'm about to he's going to be so happy I'm on the other side. And honestly, it's not good for you that I'm with you, because if you look at our Monday night records, just for everybody to know. Oh, wait, never mind. I was wrong. Monday night is where I'm terrible. Monday night, I am 5-2. So, yes, trust us. Bears win. Okay. That's the only thing I'm good at is Monday night games. Take the money line, but you don't need to in this. So, give me the Bears. And I haven't really said any other touchdowns, but that's all I have for that. All right, Alexander. That is our full week 1 recap. We thank you all for subscribing, liking, sharing. Keep it going. It's the part of the year where you can start to lose interest a little bit. Share it. Some of you are saying you like the smaller clips and doing that. Good. Reshare it, post it, Instagram, TikTok, follow on both platforms there. And we really, really do appreciate it. And we love talking ball with y'all. Hopefully, we'll start winning a little bit more. All right, Alexander, take us out.
All right, boys, we are out. Best of luck to y'all. Happy betting. And hopefully my anytime touchdown hits and that I set for Sunday and y'all rode with me and we make some money, boys and girls, I guess.
Yeah, I will say, Alexander, last week you were giving a whole speech how the Chiefs are winning the Super Bowl. Now you're picking to win 2 in a row. So your little outros, they didn't have what I wanted to say while I was on the pod, but it seemed too hot takey. Is I think the Chiefs missed the playoffs this year.